solving a word problem with decimals. If you're using the ALEC software, it also has something about decimal word problems using linear equations with variables on both sides. Basically, I'm just going to trim it down. They're word problems. They involve decimals. They're going to be linear equations. And having variables on both sides is important. Hopefully, you'll be able to solve that. If not, go back and look at one of my videos on how to solve algebra equations with variables on both sides. To me, it doesn't matter whether they use decimals or not. The system of solving word problems is always the same. You kind of look through, see what you have, define some variables, set up some equations, and then solve it. Alright, so let's go through a problem and see how we do this. We're going to talk about some phone companies. There are two of them. Phone company number 1 and phone company number 2. Phone company, phone company number 1 it offers $30 a month and 12 cents a minute. Phone company number 2 offers $17 a month, so it's a little bit cheaper there. However, they're going to charge you 16 cents a minute. Alright, so we have two phone companies, and the question is, when will the cost be the same for both? Okay, so both companies are very similar where they have a fee off the top. So I'm going to keep these columns here for phone company 1. We know that it's going to be, for a month's worth of usage, you got to pay 30 bucks no matter what, plus I'm going to put 0.12. That's probably where the decimals come in. 12 cents M. Now I've used the letter 12 cents times every minute, so somewhere I need to put M equals number of minutes. Okay, so if in plan number 1 they only talk 10 minutes for some reason, it would be 0.12 or 12 cents times 10 minutes plus the 30 bucks. For plan 2, we can kind of set up a similar equation where no matter what, you got to pay your 17 bucks, and then for every minute over it, it's going to be 16 cents times every minute. And we can use an M again because a minute represents the same thing to both companies, so that's A-okay. So what do? We have two equations. When they have one letter, that's good. Well, let's read the question. When the cost, it's supposed to be when will the cost be the same for both? So being the same means we're asking when are these two things equal to each other? So there's our equation. 30 plus 0.12 m equals 17 plus 0.16 m. Okay, so we do have a couple decimals like the topic says. We have letters on both sides of the equation. That's cool. But the strategy to solving these is just straight algebra. We want to get our m's to both sides. I have a very politically incorrect way. I like to pick on the little guy. 12 cents is less than 16 cents, so I'm going to make him leave his cozy little home here by subtracting, because I'm undoing the addition. And he's going to come over here and also subtract with the other m. Then we rewrite. Now we have 30 equals 17 plus, what's 16 cents minus 12 cents? 4 cents. Now I have my m's all on one side, so I need to start isolating the m. I'm going to kick out the 17 by subtraction. What I do to one side I have to do to the other. Now I have 13 equals 0.04 m. Alright, let me just slide this up just a wee bit. So I need to isolate the m by dividing by 0.04, since the 04 is multiplying. And I am going to need to call up my calculator. So 13 divided by 0.04. I ran that through my calculator. Let's see, 13 divided by 0.04 gave me 325 minutes. That's what the M stands for. So if you use 325 minutes a month, doesn't really matter which company you choose because the costs are going to be the same. And that answered the question. Alright. Alright, let's try another one like this. Slide all that stuff up. Let's say that we have another phone company. CO for company. Offers two plans. My cat has come over and started to snuggle with me, so if you hear any purring, it's him. His name's Buster. Alright, so phone company offers 2 plans. Plan number 1. This is the deal. And you should be writing this down in your notebook. One plan costs $10 a month. That's so cheap. For $10 a month, however, you need to pay 12 cents a minute. Bye, kitty. I wasn't giving him enough attention, so he jumped down. Alright, the second plan, they are going to charge you $26 a month. Still pretty cheap compared to what I pay. And how much per minute? 8 cents a minute. Alright, so our task is to find out when will the costs be the same. So basically, how many minutes would we use for both of them to equal the same price? Let's see. Okay, phone company number 1, we could express that as $10 a month, no matter what, plus 12 cents a minute. Again, we're using M. M equals the number of minutes. For plan number 2, it's going to be $26 a month, no matter what, plus 8 cents. Remember, it's 0.08 times the number of minutes. And the question says, when will the cost be the same? So to determine that, we want to know when, or what value of M, can we put these guys equal to each other. Now it's all down to the algebra. We got to get our M's on both sides. Again, I'm going to pick on the little guy and make the 0.08 move. So I'm going to subtract 0.08 M. Do it to the other side. When I rewrite, I have 10 plus 12 cents minus 8 cents gives me 0.04 cents equals 26. Now that I have my M's all on one side, I need to kick out all the numbers and get the M by itself. So I'm going to subtract a 10. I'm going to run out of room. And now I have 0.04 M equals 26 minus 10 is 16. Let me slide this up just a wee bit. And what do I do now? So to isolate the M, I need to get rid of the 0.04. The 0.04 is multiplying, so I undo that with division. Okay, and if you want to use a handy dandy calculator, 16 by 0.04 gives us from that division. So if we use 400 minutes for either plan, we're going to get the same cost. Sometimes they might add on another question is, how much is that cost? How much is it? So to do that, we know that the magic number of minutes is 400, so we can do $10 a month plus 12 cents times 400, because that was our original equation up here. And then we just follow PEMDAS for that. 10 plus, what's 0.12 times 400? Comes out to be 48. So the cost would be $58 for either company at 400 miles. You could have also used this one and plugged in 400 for M, but you should get the same exact answer of 58. Alright, okay, I hope that helps. Again, it's just a matter of kind of looking at each company, setting up what would be the equation for the cost of each. These questions are both just when will the costs be the same, so you set them equal to each other. And after that, it's just a matter of algebra. And then making sure that you've answered the question that they asked.